Time now for a check of our weather. That storm system, Brittany, was the same one that caused the tornado in Gaston County, right?
It was, and very thankful, of course, it wasn't worse, especially based on the damage in Alabama and Georgia. You know, we had the severe storms on Thursday, and then the snow started. It is finally wrapped up for parts of Beach, Sugar Mountain, but you can still see a lot of snow on the ground. Some of it man-made, some of it natural, as areas of Beach and Sugar Mountain recording upwards of 5 to even 7 inches of snow from that big storm system. Now, imagine this, Swiss, North Carolina, which is near the Tennessee border, just kind of north of Asheville there. It's about 2.5 hours from here, recorded almost 2 feet, 23.5 inches. Crazy stuff. But now the risk actually turns to a different kind of frozen precipitation. It's black ice. So what normally happens now is that the snow has stopped. It started to melt a little bit during the day today when highs were in the 40s and they saw sunshine. Now we watch the potential for a refreeze. So black ice, we know, is actually just a really thin layer of ice. It can be dangerous to drivers because it causes a quick opportunity to hydroplane, to skid on the roads. It's so thin that it's almost transparent, so it's really hard to spot. And that's, of course, what we're going to be watching heading through the overnight hours in parts of Ashe, Watauga, and Avery counties. But no additional precipitation, and that's good news, at least in the interim. So overnight temperatures falling to the upper 20s, again mostly clear, and it's that freezing temperature overnight there in the upper 20s for the mountains that will allow for that potential refreeze. But it's actually upper 20s for almost everywhere across the mountains, foothills, even here in the Piedmont, with that wind coming in from the southwest at about 5 to 10. A southwesterly wind typically is indicative of a lot of warm and humid air. So you'll notice tomorrow afternoon, again, not humidity like what we're talking about during the summer, but definitely a touch more humid compared to what's normal for January standards. And you can actually see that Monday morning we're in the upper 20s, but look how quickly we return to the 40s and eventually the 50s. This is with a lot of warm and moist air coming in ahead of our next chance for rain. But it doesn't arrive on Martin Luther King Jr. Day tomorrow. However, it is going to bring some changes to the forecast, building cloud cover throughout the day from that approaching storm system and warmer temperatures, upper 50s to even close to 60 degrees tomorrow in a few spots, but it will be mostly cloudy by the afternoon. So we'll actually start off Monday mostly sunny, but then eventually look at this, abundant cloud cover. Rain looks to start mainly after midnight into Tuesday morning. Now, what's interesting about Tuesday's rain is that really most of it happens in the morning. So you'll notice I've kind of backed up off on the overall percentages. That's because although I'm pretty confident everyone will see rain at some point, at least a little bit of light rain on Tuesday, most of that's in the morning. So I don't like going much higher than 50-60% because to me that shows that it's going to rain for the entire day. And it won't. And that, of course, on Tuesday. But notice in the Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, we see more cloud cover on Wednesday. We're actually close to 70 degrees on Thursday. But it's Thursday that we're going to be watching for the potential of a few storms. If we see a similar setup, which so far it's looking like it, a few strong storms not out of the question on Thursday before we are drier and a touch cooler as we head toward Friday and into next weekend. The only difference really between this past week's, Jane, versus next week's cold front, is the fact that the weekend doesn't look to be quite as chilly as we were yesterday.
Okay, I'm fine with that, totally.